are, folks. We're at hopefully what's going to be tonight's bridge. They're a pretty good spot. This is a fairly new bridge, a couple of years old I think. Now I had two potential spots that I scoped out last week. First being up here, just literally on this slope here. Now it's got the most protection, basically. It's out of sight more. The only thing where it is a little bit worrying, that way, you can see that over here, there is a stable over there. And over on this side, we got us a rail depot. There's our bridge. Now I did think of a backup spot right down there, train line. But I'm going to probably hunker down pretty low for a time being, just over here in this corner. Put my chair up, just sort of take cover behind those trees. A lot of spider webs in these rocks, so spiders are going to be an issue. That's why I brought my tent. Now I don't have a bivvy bag, unfortunately. That's something, piece of kit that I've just never got around to getting, and I probably will at some point, and it would have been perfect for this camp, but tonight I don't have one. So I'm going to attempt to actually pitch the inner of my tent and just sort of have it up here, which just sort of gives me at least a, a nice little safe cocoon to sleep the night without being disturbed by insects and spiders and all that stuff. Let's give a bit of an introduction. I am the basic stealth camper. That's what I'm going to call myself. That's what the channel is going to be called. Pretty original, pretty imaginative. Basically, I've been a long time stealth camp fan. I've been watching it for years. Back before it was really the thing that it is now, which I'm so glad to see it. Back in the day, Steve Wallace was the only option we had, and he is fantastic. He pretty much kicked the whole thing off. I've been watching him for ages, and I still watch him. He's great. And every now and then I just type in stealth camping in YouTube search, just hoping to find another video, some other channel out there. And for a long time, you really didn't get much. Every now and then you get one, but it would just be like a once-off thing someone would do. You wouldn't find many channels dedicated to it. And it was probably about a year ago that I noticed anyway, that it started to really pick up a bit of steam. I live a pretty absolutely boring, everyday suburban dad life. That is my life, basically. I work 9 to 5. I've got I've got 3 young kids. And yeah, I work pretty hard. But I love camping. Haven't had much of a chance to do it, especially with COVID. So it's been great to sort of get back out there. And this is actually my first camp since about a year ago, I believe. I think the last time I camped was with my daughter. Actually, yeah, nearly a year ago now. Not a stealth camp. This is my first stealth camp. Somewhere where I shouldn't be. Not shouldn't be, but not many people come and camp under bridges by choice. So this is the March challenge for the Stealth Camping Alliance, and this is a true story. About last week I came out to scope this site just by accident. I went for a bike ride, and I just thought I'd never come over this bridge before, so I came up, had a ride over, and then started following some of the service roads just around to the train line, and then thought, let's head under the bridge, just why not? Came here and thought, this is where I want to stealth camp. So I spent a bit of time out here last weekend, scoped it around, and decided either up here where I'm sitting or down there. I'll take you down there later on, probably when it gets a bit darker. I want a bit more cover. Found the 2 spots that I'd picked between on the day. Now, as luck would have it, today has been the first dry day we've had in about 2 weeks. It has just been torrential rain every day, almost non-stop. Last week has been non-stop, all day, every day. And for those who may not be aware, on the east coast of Australia, where I'm located, there's been some pretty severe flooding, particularly in the mid-north coast and southeast Queensland. Been pretty bad up that way. So, my thoughts are obviously with those people there. But today has been bone dry. Forecast says it's going to rain from about 3 AM this morning and won't stop all day tomorrow. So I'm going to have a pretty wet ride back home. This bridge here is new, and I'm pretty sure it's been built purely to service that rail depot over there. I just hope you enjoy the camp. I'm going to try to keep it fun. I might try to get some train footage later on. There goes one now. Fits like a glove. I totally forgot how garishly green the inner was for this tent. For some reason in my mind I thought it was just like, you know, grey, which would have blended in pretty well. This stands out pretty badly. I'm pretty well hidden here if I don't move around a lot. I just really hope that tent isn't giving me away. Obviously when trains come past, if someone happens to look out the window, yeah, they'll probably see it. And the only risk, or the main risk I think of being caught today would be potentially one of these people in this house is coming for a horse ride down here. That is a very real possibility. I mean, this is a country, rural sort of area here. So a lot of people have horses, as we can see from the stable over there. Comes another train. Okay, just while I'm settling here, like any good stealth camp videos, beer time. I'm with the Young Henrys today. It's a good local brewery. Not local to me, but you know, local-ish, Sydney. It's an independent brewery, so always like to support them when I can. Certified independent. Says that somewhere on the can. There we go. They do a good job, you know, Young Henrys. Pretty pricey usually, but got them pretty cheap this time around. This is going to explode all over me from the bike ride, so let's see if we can get that on camera. Oh yeah, perfect. Cheers. You can see down here, plenty of cover. Over there you got the rail repair yards. I've got no chance of being seen from in there. They've even closed, one of the doors was open when I came here, it's closed now. So I'm good. Okay, this here was my alternate campsite. I couldn't get it up on that ledge over there because I was exposed. The backup plan was actually right here, which is actually still covered by a bridge mostly. I mean, obviously a bit of wind would blow rain in, but it's fine. It's actually kind of a hell of a lot better protected over here, despite the fact that being really open. But that grass pretty much covers you. Even if someone's riding their horse through there, they might not even see me close. Right in the corner here. Alright, here's the view of the camp from the other end. Bit of graffiti. Zoom in there. Yeah, it's pretty well hidden to be honest. I mean, it's not great obviously, but it kind of blends in. Kind of. Okay, it's nice and early, but I am getting really bloody hungry and I don't think I can wait any longer, so I'm going to get on to dinner. Very basic, I didn't bring a lot of food with me at all today. Plan is to actually get out pretty early tomorrow morning, so I'm really only having dinner, and I brought literally one snack, which is some baked beans. Anyway, all I've got is a steak, which I bought on clearance. Don't you love that? An onion, and a mix of some, I guess you call them sun-kissed caps, sweet crunchy capsicums, and some mushrooms. Guess what I forgot to bring? Two things. I forgot to bring oil and I forgot to bring spices. I had all this planned, totally forgot them on the dime. So we will be instead lubricating our steak and stuff with this second beer. So Stockade Brewing Company Refreshing Ale. It is another independent brewery, and not a bad drop either. I've been drinking these over the last couple of days. Let's get on to the prep work. I could just fry these as is actually. I might do that. You know what? I'm going to fry them as is. I'm not even going to bother cutting them up. It's just an El Cheapo stove I bought off eBay, I think, many years ago. Nice and low. Train, and some beer. Straight in. Tiny pan, what can you do? Look, it's edible, it's cooked. Can use those juices to cook everything else. That'll do for these. Forgive my presentation, that's not the most appealing looking dinner, if I'm going to be absolutely honest. There's a shite load of onions, peppers look nice, mushrooms are always good, and the steak, look, I'm sure it's edible. But I think I did alright for what I had with me, which was just basically the raw ingredients and nothing else, and a bit of beer. So beer, fried steak, onion, mushroom, and sweet peppers. Cheers. Got my beer over there. Try a bit of steak. May not look like much, but it's got it where it counts. This is pretty good actually. Oh, that is so tender. That gets a pass from me. Those peppers are pretty good too, they're definitely sweet peppers. Not spicy at all. So let's just get a bit of everything on the fork here. Bit of onion, bit of mushroom. Maybe not pepper, it's a bit hard to do that. I'm going to finish this and I'll catch up with you. Climb up top here. You can see the bridge from the top. And down, the houses are down that way. Farm is over this way. Someone's definitely active. A lot of ants around here. Just had a whole bunch crawl up my leg when I was climbing up. So watch out if any cars come. I've got bugger all time to react. I mean, I could just stand around like I'm taking photos, but yeah. There he is. Red belly black snake, redback spider. Got my words all mixed up. Sorry if the angle of the light's not quite right there. Just from on top of the bridge, looks like the new inner city train's in there. Getting nice and dark now. I can still hear whoever it is out there in the farm still making a racket, but I think it's okay now to get up here. I'm mostly covered by darkness. head off to bed now, I think. Not much else to do once it goes dark. Found a great time out here. Good night. There's no one around. A lot of insects, but that'll help me sleep, I hope, and helps block out the noise of the trains. Probably the only thing to note is I do have a small go bag, which everything valuable goes in my wallet, my phone, camera, that sort of stuff. If I absolutely had to, my life was in danger, I'd just grab that and go, leave everything else. It's just not worth wasting your time packing down your tent, deflating your sleeping mat when you just got to go, if it happens. Shouldn't, of course, but something, if you ever go to stealth camp in places like this, you just never know. So I've got one of those set for tonight. Should be good. Anyway guys, I'm just going to listen to some music, I think, and lie down, and I'll see you in the morning. Morning everyone. Bit of a sleepless night for the most part. I mean, I went to sleep really early, probably about 8:30, but I was up again at 10 o'clock. Every time, something about the way the noise the cars were making last night when everything quietens down, like just sound like a train was coming every minute. Wasn't the case obviously, but then I'd stay up and I'd listen for the trains and watch the trains anyway. Before you know it, it's 1:30. I'm like, I gotta get some sleep. That said, once I actually did lie down, it wasn't difficult to fall asleep. Good spot, even if it was a little noisy. We didn't really get the storms that I was expecting. It did rain quite heavily from about probably 2 or 3 o'clock onwards, and only just stopped now. So there's a little bit more water around the place, you can see. And got a little bit damp up here, but that's fine. It's actually kind of lucky I moved the tent up a metre or so, it helped keep the floor dry. But it didn't really get the tent itself wet, so that's what the ground sheet's for, right? But other than that, it was a pretty comfortable night. Everything held up pretty well. Sleeping mat, which I normally don't find very comfortable, was totally fine last night. In fact, I was sleeping on the floor for half the night. I found the ground was actually just as comfortable, but I'm weird like that. Yeah, I might make a coffee and start packing up. I'd like to just get the tent down just to get it out of the way so I can move around a little bit easier up here, and yeah, get a coffee going and start thinking about heading back. It's boiled. Cheers, good morning. Alright, just got all my stuff down. That's where I was last night, obviously. Just got everything down now and enjoyed a coffee before I finish packing up and head home. It's 8 o'clock already, which for me is actually pretty late. I thought I'd be out of here by now. I actually thought I'd be home by now. I figured I'll be up at 6:30, pack up and go straight home. It's just quite awkward up there. There wasn't much room, especially for the tent, so a lot of back and forwards, moving stuff around. And I brought too much stuff too, didn't help. Just enjoying the coffee though. Love the morning coffee. Just getting all ready to go. Alright, ready to go, all packed up. Just time to ride home now. So yeah, Stealth Camping Alliance. This is my submission into the March challenge of camping in, under or around a bridge. So thanks Hidden Hammock for the great idea. I was actually going to camp here this weekend anyway, so this actually worked out perfectly for me. Thanks everyone, take it easy and keep it basic.